Hey guys, it's Big Daddy Liberty here, your favorite fat boy. I just wanted to show you this drive. This particular stretch of road is Route 60, and I was driving from Beersheba to a friend's place in Efrat. Now, I wanted to show you this part because parts of this route are actually under the control of the Palestinian Authority. And unfortunately, when you talk Palestinian Authority, also you should mention that they're quite yoked to Hamas and the Islamic Jihad, and these are terror organizations. This road is very dangerous. Obviously people do drive it, and but you get a sense that there is a very clear us and them here. And the us and them doesn't stem, by the way, from the Israelis. It actually stems from the Arabs because there are signs along the way that essentially prohibit Israelis from entering certain communities. They don't essentially do it. They do it. They say, do not drive down this road. It is incredibly dangerous for Israelis. And that is a mark of the sheer terror that happens in this part of the world. And, it's unfair not only on Israelis, but it's also unfair on the Palestinians who live there. Why should they have to put up with thuggery and violent terror groups like Hamas and the Islamic Jihad? Because they don't just target Israelis. They it's also the locals who live in fear. And, driving through here, I could feel a palpable sense of just, an edginess, a danger in this part, especially when it got to the darker bits. But yeah, thank you, Hashem. I made it to Efrat. I made it to my friend's place. And after celebrating Purim with them, these are some of the thoughts I had on this. So, I made it to Efrat. Broke my fast with some friends, and it's been an awesome day, learning experience, especially my first Purim in Israel. Definitely on the next level. We South Africans just do not know how to do Purim, that's for sure. And just a strong sense of gratitude, for someone who is literally for someone who's converting to the faith, to be at the center of it, here in Israel is absolutely awesome. And, I'm in Efrat, which is a quote-unquote settlement community, but really this is an established community. This is Israel. This is what Israel should be. Strong communities, residential areas like these, everything is close and central. There's a shul right over there. And I could see myself living this life. This is the sort of life that I wish South Africans had. Safe communities. Just hung out with a good friend of mine, Abby Abelo's family. And you get that strong, the things I always talk about, family and, a love for your kids and looking out for your community. So I'm super chuffed. Purim's been legit. It's been awesome. To those in South Africa who celebrated it, hope you had a good day. Hope your fast of Esther went well. I just broke my fast of Esther here with a delicious bagel. So much bread, man. I've been having a lot of bread, which is not me. Usually I'm on that low carb, high fat vibe. So a lot of work will have to be put in to get myself back into that weight loss mode. Guys, super glad I made it through that gauntlet, essentially of the areas that are under essentially Palestinian Authority. I'm pretty sure you saw in the other video before this one, or maybe I merged the videos, I don't know, but essentially you would have heard maybe in my voice a little bit of anxiety in terms of driving through there, because you can feel a palpable sense of a culture of fear that has been fostered by the organizations that essentially run those parts of the world which they self-describe as Palestine. It's a very different culture down there, man. You don't get a sense of the rule of law, and I find it very weird then and suspect when there is a flat-out refusal to allow Israeli security forces to be able to provide security to those people, because they will make the argument that, hey, we're our own country and blah blah blah, and yeah, fair enough. one should still strive for that two-state solution. But in an interim like this, when it is clearly a different situation back down there in terms of them not being able to actually provide the sort of security for themselves that they should be, I'm actually in favor, man, of seeing Israeli security forces stepping in and assisting, because it's not about just keeping Israelis safe from Palestinian terrorists, but it's also about keeping ordinary Palestinians safe from those same terrorist groups, Islamic Jihad, the Palestinian Authority, and Hamas. These are a deadly trio of terrorist organizations that terrorize not only Israelis but also Palestinians. And I don't know, my sentiments have definitely changed since being here, since seeing the reality and seeing how Israel really is progressing. It's doing what it needs to do, and the people here are just getting on with things. But I don't get a sense that the Palestinian folk are being allowed to do that by their own people, not by Israelis. They're not being suppressed by Israelis. They're definitely being suppressed by their own down there. And you get a palpable sense of that when you drive through their areas, of just how unsafe it is. But yeah, Baruch Hashem, I made it through. And yeah, just a few thoughts, man, on this lovely evening as I now head back home to Tel Aviv. I returned to South Africa on Friday, and the stuff I'm seeing on social media, it seems like we are rapidly... Ooh, excuse me. That bagel came back with that kombucha. It seems like, we're rapidly descending as a country into the abyss. Extended periods of load shedding is what I'm seeing online. Threats of stage 5 and 6. Load shedding, that is insane. I mean, we are now paying the price of essentially people who refuse to see reality, people who refuse to see that the socialist ideals of parties like the ANC and EFF, but specifically ANC because they're in government, people who refuse to see that they are paying the cost of supporting parties that sort of on the one hand shill for socialism but also pine for it. You're paying the cost. You're paying the cost in shortages of water. You're paying the cost in electricity running out, load shedding. You're paying the cost in high crime. You're paying the cost in... Go down the line. A lot of the social issues we have are born out of really our insistence on keeping in power socialists and people who pine for socialism, people who refuse to give you and me the liberty to actually pursue our own ends and to provide for ourselves and to essentially self-own. Now, you may not like that ideology because you think your politicians are better and that they should run people's lives, but I don't hold that view. I hold the view that people are individual agents and they have agency, and really what we should be doing is giving them the ability to look after themselves. Yes, a hand up here and there because of, the historical the history that informs our country, but essentially we should be according families and individuals as much freedom as possible so that they can pursue their own interests, they can build up an income, or rather they can work in a market economy, get an income, with that income get household savings, and with those savings buy themselves options that improve their standard of living. Every time you give that power over to politicians, then individuals will not be able to do it. It is as simple as that. Hello? It is as simple as that, really. So, yeah, man, a few thoughts as I enjoy a country that has stable electricity and water supply. I mean, I was shooting my water episode today, which I'll be editing tonight, and hopefully all my content will be up by the weekend and through next week. Here's a country which is literally 2/3 desert, the Negev desert, but they're able to provide a guaranteed supply of water to every single citizen, and all citizens, even those in the Palestinian Authority, under the Palestinian Authority, even Jordan, they're actually providing water to their neighbors. Goodness. That is the country of Israel. Innovation, democracy, a market economy, it's literally the stuff that we should be. And yet we believe organizations like BDS that call this place prime evil. That's nonsense, man. This place is providing. This place is doing the business. And we South Africans should be doing the same. And that's the lesson that I've learned. Yeah, man. Yeah, but anyway, super appreciate all you guys. You know how it is. Big Daddy loves you all. And if you're sitting in the dark right now, I'm super sorry about that. Looks like I will be dealing with this too in a couple of days when I'm back home. But this is the fight, isn't it? This is the fight that we need to engage in. This is the battle of ideas. It now has come to a point where the bad ideas that many of us support in our country need to be taken on directly. And those of us who fight for the good ideas, the ideas that err on the side of liberty, err on the side of freedom, err on the side of empowering you, the individual, you, the family, these are the ideas that we now need to stand behind. Don't stand behind politicians, stand behind good ideas. And Big Daddy Liberty is fighting for those ideas. Support me, guys, please. I implore you in every video that I do. Support the work that I do. You can do this by becoming a friend of the IRR, which is our campaign, a crowdfunding campaign. It's quite simple, really. SMS your name to 32823, and someone will call you back and sign you up. Terms and conditions to apply. You know, the average subscriber essentially puts in between 70 and 90 Rand a month per person, and it's that money that allows me to be able to travel around, to come to you, to come to interesting locations and bring you content. So please, guys, please support. You can also sign up by going online at irr.org.za/join. And you can also join us via that. Or hey, if you can't do any of those two, find me on Patreon. This lady's parking. Find me on Patreon. You can support me there too. Guys, thank you so much. Big Daddy Liberty, Big Liberty Show. Nice little vlog for you guys. Keep supporting the show. Muchas gracias. I will catch you guys on the next one.